Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Everyone checking in on the USMJ sector, still in Mexico for a few days here. Reminder that we have the US markets closed on Monday, but Canada will be trading tomorrow. Lots of meetings today on the beach with Chart Guys founders about bigger picture stuff, things coming down the pipeline, lots of fun stuff. So looking at GWPH, key resistance as 121.28, and it's a double top as far as I'm concerned at this point. So we have our high, our low of the pullback. And now the question is, can the bulls break to a higher high to continue this daily move? Or if we break the low of Friday, 117.56, that will be a double top and we'll look for a pullback and another entry. So this is the kind of setup where if we do reject and I'm in a cash position and I want a bullish position, I scale in a couple orders looking for a daily higher low to form using 110.51 as my stop. And then I hope that the bull break follows through. That's when the risk to reward ends up being the best for the trade. So if we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, pretty much just waiting for Tuesday to determine, is this an equilibrium with a short-term bear break, or does the break happen on Tuesday and we see that daily continuation right away? We are in gap fill territory, so after 121.28, we're just looking at psychological resistances, 122, 123, and so on. Need to double check real quick and make sure my mic is being picked up, and it is. On to IIPR. So IIPR had a very interesting standpoint, and again, I haven't been following extremely closely with the fundamentals, but what I know is that 2 days ago we had that big sell-off that I showed in our video of 770,000 shares traded. It was roughly, let's go back to, I'm not going to be able to find it on the 15-second chart, but roughly $62 million on that order. And it was the kind of order where it happened so quickly, it looked to me like, that looks like a predetermined trade between brokers where $81 is the determined level and the price dumps right to that level, all those shares get filled, and then we go right back to where we came from. Then we had a press release come out after hours saying that IIPR between January 1st, and I forget the date, but sometime in the last 2 weeks, has raised $70-some million through the sale of shares. So that tells me a lot of that was very likely that sell that took place there. In the end, I'd say that's very successful. For the price to currently be above where that sell took place is a good sign. And even if it breaks, we're still in a daily uptrend. So as a result, we have 2 daily inside bars from that big candle. And if we see a short-term break of 82.20, we're looking back down to that 80.52 low. And as of right now, we would have to see the bulls break short-term resistances 84.41, 84.69, $85, break those 3 little levels all right near each other. If that happens, then 80.52 is our new daily higher low. Remember, big picture, we've been tracking this one for a while. We are looking for a monthly lower high to be set, and visual target would be after $100, probably in the low $100 range. And we look at a name like BYND, which is a very similar setup for me. Not in the sector at all. Low, high, huge pullback, just looking for a monthly higher low, and looking now for a monthly lower high after a significant move. So again, pulling that up on IIPR, somewhat similar. And so we're looking for a monthly lower high. Has the weekly trend changed? Not yet. Breaking 87.20 will make the bulls a lot more confident on that monthly time frame. Cureleaf, daily inside bar, declining volume, still very healthy. Daily higher low has not been set yet. If you break the top of this move, 992, then I will call 927 our daily higher low. If we don't, and we drop and break this inside bar bearish on Monday and keep pulling back, the daily 12-period exponential support will be a bit of a visual guide. I've talked multiple times about these exponential 12-period moving averages on all time frames. And again, another off-topic sector here, but cryptocurrency space trade that I took today while on vacation was based off the daily 12-period exponential moving average. Big bull move, multiple days of healthy consolidation, declining bear volume, and I started scaling in with multiple orders just above the exponential moving average, multiple orders just below it. Half of my orders filled, and now in a solid profitable trade. So again, the daily exponential moving average support in strong names acts as support consistently, and in weak names it acts as resistance consistently. If you've been watching these videos for 4 months, you can remember me pointing out that exponential moving average resistance rejecting CGC time and time again until it finally got over it when the sector sentiment shift occurred. So Curaleaf just fine, the weekly trend change, good sign for the bulls, bigger picture, and now looking for a new daily higher low to be established. TRUL. So TRUL on the daily time frame is finally getting some follow through. It looked a little bit sketchy back here where we saw no follow through while the sector bulls were starting to show up significantly, and it acted as a bit of a laggard. So nice to see the bulls making their move to create space here. I'm viewing this as an equilibrium with a low, high of 1549, higher low of 1292, and we're scouting a lower high compared to 1549. So if I were going to draw this out very roughly as to what I anticipate to be the more likely scenario, I'm going to look for something along these lines in this tightening range. Best case scenario for the bulls is breaking 1549, because if that level breaks, that pretty much says we dumped on the short report and we're not visiting those levels again soon. Our monthly higher low and lower high were set on the same candle, and that monthly range then becomes the most important factor moving forward. And again, I am keeping a close eye on TRUL into 2020 with the election, but keeping in mind that we may not see Florida on the ballot. That being said, TRUL is positioned well to continue benefiting from the Florida medical market at this point. It would just be obviously less catalyst and less FOMO from the market in general. So still keeping an eye on that. Pretty much a Hail Mary left for Florida, suing the state about some unfair hurdles that they put up for the vote to get put on the ballot. CWeb, daily inside bar, little double top here, 1183 and 1180. We have a significant shift in momentum. You could call this a little daily trend change, absolutely. We know bigger picture, we're just looking for a weekly lower high compared to 1725. So we're not anywhere near changing the weekly trend like we are in so many other names, but the bounce off the low at this point is very significant. That bounce was almost 45, 50%. And if we see this inside bar break bearish, it means we need to look for a daily higher low to form compared to 862. IAN, also healthy daily consolidation, declining bear volume, looking for a higher low, anything above 175. Daily exponential support is approaching. We'll be keeping an eye on that as a potential visual target for a daily higher low as well. GTII is still strong, but it has a little daily double top at 1370. The last daily higher low was 1133, so we know when we lose the pattern of a higher low every single day, we look for a daily higher low to form compared to 1133, and that 1359 level did break, but we do want a little bit more follow through, because if we were to reject from here, it would be a double top. That being said, technically speaking, it is a weekly trend change, so it's joining the likes of CGC, Curaleaf, now GTII, VLNS is another weekly trend change that has taken place. IIPR and APHA are two names I'm watching to try and join the bulls, and we're seeing one by one the sector change its weekly trends. HARV 441 breaking, so higher high, little daily equilibrium. Bull break occurred at 418, nice follow through. Weekly time frame for HARV. Have we changed the trend? No, this move is coming off the low, so we'll have to top out, set a higher low, and then follow through. But the fact that we're at multiple month highs is notable. Anything on the daily chart above 372 is a higher low. CL, laggard play. It's been showing us weakness comparative to the other names in the sector, but now catching up. So again, keep an eye on these sector moves, or I should say these laggard moves. If a name has not run yet, like some of these names we're going to get to at the end of this video, that means extra attention for volume spikes and resistance breaks. Could this be a head and shoulders pattern? Yes, but this is a very convincing candlestick on Friday. We would pretty much have to see the bears show up all next week to knock this price back down towards 745. We would have to fail 950 and break 475 if this is going to be a head and shoulders pattern. It's possible, but again, this is a nice way to end the week for a bit of confidence for bulls. MedMen. So MedMen on the daily time frame, and actually I like the weekly time frame a little bit better here because we have our low, the high of the bounce was 90, or actually $1 on the dot. Higher low is 56, and now we need a bull break of $1 to change this weekly trend. The daily time frame, week, end of the week, have to form a higher low compared to 62 cents. I personally am still not interested in MedMen. I believe there's recent rumors going around now about bankruptcy and text messages between who knows who. Are they verified sources? I don't know. Something to be aware of, but obviously we've seen significant weakness in the long-term downtrend, especially compared to peers, even in a weak sector. So just something to be aware of, that there is a bit of negativity on the social media space around MedMen. LHS, 65 cents bull break. Now it's all about 75 cents. Weekly time frame trying to convincingly change the trend, and a break of 75 would be a great way to do it. And our new daily higher low is 59. So 59 support and 75 resistance are the two most important levels for me. Again, volume still too low for me to have any interest in this name. Trades about $300,000 a day. But for some higher risk, higher reward traders with perhaps less capital looking for larger percentage moves, definitely worth paying attention to. KSHB, big volume and notably shifting. Weekly trend change is on tap here. If these bulls can get over 212, it is a very notable shift in momentum, joining the other names in the sector, and the lack of resistance after 212 is what gets the bulls excited. After 212, we're looking up to 263 as the next level. Anything above 152 is a daily higher low to keep the bulls in control. And I do believe that after this volume and this move, there will be a good number of bulls looking to buy that daily higher low. NBEV, a little bit difficult here. A name like this, whenever you have a wick like that, it turns me off from trading that name personally. Never want to be in a name where you could potentially be down 20% in one day because of the lack of any bid support and the lack of liquidity. But short-term support, 192. Short-term resistance, 205. That's the most important two little levels for me. If we get a bull break over 205, then 235 comes back in sight. And again, look at the back test and hold of exponential support. So look at how long this exponential resistance rejected the price, and now it's trying to backtest and hold it as support. Need to see a break of 205 early to start this week. CVSI, so highlighted it as a laggard that was setting up a real nice type pattern. The bull break of 107 was the go signal. Daily higher low, little bull flag forming at 106 or 105, I should say. Beautiful end of the week. Big bull volume spike, continuing to higher highs. 134 is in sight. A break of 134 is a notable short-term bull break that would have us then looking at the next level up at 153, and anything above 105 is now a daily higher low. But really nice follow through here, which is why I'm a bit interested in these two names. CXXI, it is weak. It's still in a tightening range, but keep an eye on a potential laggard play. It does not take a lot of capital to run this name. Watch to see if profits from other names go into these laggards. If we see a bull break of 71 and 70, it's a double top at 71. So if 71 breaks, that's your go signal in the short term. Best case scenario is bulls hold 65, turn around and break 71, and then we're looking back up at 91 as the next resistance level. TILT was also in a really tight range and also closed the week weak. So we're looking down at 315 and 29 cents. I would need a break of 375 for short-term bull momentum. So nothing in those two names is telling me I want a bull entry right now, but just knowing the sector sentiment and how things have been moving in this sector, it would have me paying attention to these names for bulls to prove themselves and looking for breaks of key resistance and some volume spikes to be that proof. 973 bull break on PYX, bigger picture weekly time frame, shifting this momentum significantly. Could you call this a weekly trend change? Some people would, some people wouldn't. Most important resistance level for me from here is 1357. That's a long ways away. Anything above 721 is a daily higher low. And if the bulls can change the hourly trend back in their favor, 886, or I should say 866, would be our new daily higher low. Short-term resistance 1052, 1072, 1125. So there are a few resistance levels before that key weekly level. But again, look at how clear this daily trend change is. Shifting sector sentiment. ZYNE has not significantly shifted sector sentiment. Say that 25 times fast. So it's worth keeping an eye on. Anybody in the sector that is not performing with how many laggards we've seen, it's worth paying attention to. So anything under 704 is a lower high on the weekly chart. And I would need to see the bulls form a daily higher low compared to 503. But if I want to be aggressive and I'm liking the way the sector is looking, I'm looking to scale in for a daily higher low using $5 as my stop. And then the hope would then be from there that the bulls can follow through and get a bull break over 630 to try and continue the shift in momentum that other names in the sector are seeing. So the words of the video today are sector sentiment shift, and that's where we stand. We will get information tomorrow. A lot of these names will be trading, and we will check in next week. I'm not back to my normal routine until next Thursday, but I'll check in as I can, and I hope you all have a good rest of your Sunday night. See you soon.